series here at Checkerflat Sim Sports, taking our stock Mazda Rx8, which we purchased 7 whole years ago. We have learnt so much as we have upgraded several components in hopes that one day we'll be able to enter the real world of motorsport, from air intakes, suspension, subframe and more. It's taken us a long time to get here, but finally, in 2021, we can say that this is our road to the racetrack. Enjoy.
Well guys, we're on our way to Snetterton at the moment for our ARDS test, which is what we need before we go racing. It's been an interesting day, mainly because we was reading the email yesterday. You have to sign on, as you do. I was watching the briefing, and we found out that they're going to be using my car for today, which is interesting. So I've had to unload everything in the boot, which is tons of tools and equipment that was used for the garage, which was done at about 8 o'clock in the morning. That was lots of fun. So we're going to go to Snetterton now. We're running about half an hour behind schedule. We're about 20 minutes away. We're just going to see how it goes really, but I do not really feel comfortable driving this. It's a Mazda 6 and it's my daily car, so if I bin it or screw anything up, it's going to be a very long walk home, let's put it that way. So let's see how it goes.
Well, we arrived at the circuit just a few minutes behind schedule, which didn't cause any problems for our ARDS test, thankfully. I instantly fell in love with the circuit itself. Snetterton is an absolutely amazing circuit. Plenty of nice machinery out on that day too. We had everything from McLarens, Caterhams, Porsches, Miatas, KTM Expos. Everything was out on the circuit that day. And then, of course, there was us in our nice little daily running car. Fingers crossed we won't need the safety car today. As we was doing our ARDS test though, plenty of cars and machinery were heard zooming past the office where we were doing our exam, and we were soon going to be heading out onto the circuit to do our practical assessment. The car we will be using for the ARDS test would be our very own Mazda 6 2.2 Sky Active diesel, which was, safe to say, built more for comfort than it was for anything else. Certainly the McLarens and the other cars out on the circuit are going to be going a lot faster than we are, but what was important was just getting around the circuit in one piece, making sure we don't make any mistakes and staying alert, showing we know what's going on around us.
So I've just done the exam, the ARDS test, and feeling pretty confident with all the answers, knew all the flags, etc, etc. We're now sitting and waiting for the ARDS instructor to come along and take us out in our Mazda 6. I mean, there is some crazy machines out there. There is Ariel Atoms, Caterhams, Porsches, Lamborghinis, the whole full lot. You know, there's everything except us, which is probably going to be the slowest thing out on the circuit right now. So yeah, it's a bit daunting to say the least. Main thing is to stay safe, make sure we don't go off circuit and stay out of everyone's way, and fingers crossed we will come out with our first ever racing license. But we're going to try and capture some of the action on our phone. We've got a nice little attachment here which will be going up very shortly, and fingers crossed we'll come out the other end in one piece. So wish us luck.
This is the diesel, is it?
Yeah, 2.2 twin turbo.
Nice.
It wasn't my first choice.
I'll find out if I need to hold on at the first corner.
Yeah,
roll it in, see what she's got.
So leaving the pit lane, it was the 300, so Snetterton 300 variant of the circuit, which is the longest type that you can go on for the afternoon. And not too sure why, but there wasn't a lot of traffic on the circuit as soon as we left pit lane. So either we scared them all into diving back into safety of the garages, or we just found a nice open window where there wasn't a lot of traffic roaming around the circuit. But the ARDS instructor was quote unquote a lad, It really is a nice bloke. You know, was basically just talking about the car, talking about the circuit. He just made nice inputs, nothing unnecessary, and he understood as well that the Mazda 6 is, you know, it's not designed for speed whatsoever. It's simply designed to go around corners, get from A to B, and that is it. So he just said take it nice and easy, which pushed my mind at rest. I wasn't too sure how much they were going to ask of us to get around the circuit, but it quickly became apparent that all they're really after is you to behave yourself, look at your racing lines, and check your mirrors every now and again, make sure there's nothing coming up behind you, which I was doing a lot considering that we just saw McLaren's zooming past the pit lane not 5 minutes earlier. What we found ourselves doing was simply talking about iRacing and other simulators a lot, because he turns out he does quite a bit of it himself, and it was just more like a Sunday drive more than an ARDS exam in some ways, which was perfect for me. You know, my mind was at ease. I simply just drove around slightly faster than what I would outside of the circuit limits until we was finally told to come in. So after about 2 or 3 laps at speed, we gained a bit of confidence, started to push the car ever so slightly while letting some of the other cars by, but the brakes did start to fade, so they weren't being as effective as at the start. So we was wary of that, and we did get told to come in. Unfortunately, our camera did die, and we wasn't able to capture the entire outing for that day. Happy to report though, we did pass our ARDS exam with flying colours all round, and before the brakes did decide to finally give up, we got told to come back into pit lane before we crashed into the remnants of the scary tree.
Roll the brake into the bend, that's it.
So we've just done our ARDS test at Snetterton Circuit, took the Mazda 6 out onto the track. The brakes, of course, being a standard road car, they overheated pretty much instantly. We didn't get any fade on them, but it was certainly a hair-raising experience, because it was kind of put your foot down and pray for the best. But as you can see from the footage, we didn't really go anywhere at speed. I think we just about broke 100 miles an hour at one point. But certainly not an experience I want to do anytime soon again. But the main thing is that the car is still in one piece, it didn't burst into flames, and it isn't in the ditch somewhere at the side of the circuit. So we passed the test, all flying colours, 100% of the exams. We're boffing, obviously, you know, all of our Gucci stuff. But we're now on the way home. We're going to send off our ARDS test to be signed off, get our licence, and then it's on towards Brands Hatch for the first round.
Join us next time when we go to our first ever race at Brands Hatch GP circuit. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you have enjoyed the series so far, and hopefully we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.